Any exciting news, recent events?
I'm on vacation right now. It's lovely.
Hey.
Just chilled all day.
Yeah.
Just took my daughter.
No plans to be on.
What's up?
Where? No,
Just
go
got
ahead.
back from dance class.
Oh.
Yeah, man. You texted me. I was on my way back. I was like, shit, gotta get this going. Like, hop on in 2 minutes.
Run.
Threw in sixth.
Sixth gear. Do you actually drive a fucking manual? Yeah. Damn. Shit. Limbo knows how to drive.
This is the last car I'll be doing that on though.
Yeah. You getting sick of it?
It's not it doesn't work well with having a baby now. When I got it, I wasn't didn't think I would have a family.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's not working out.
You gotta have that hand free. Like I feel that, dude. All right, well, yo, this is Limbo, aka I am in limbo. What? I don't even know how to fucking say your name. I'm in limbo. He's fucking here.
I wish I could just change. I wish I could just change to limbo. If I could do anything.
Limbo. Hey, you are limbo. Yeah, people will start shorthanding it as limbo, and you know you'll take the name eventually. We don't know any other limbos, but in case you don't know, he's a music creator and a gamer. He streams every Wednesday on his own Twitch channel. Oh, let me give you a shout out too, so we can show the content that Limbo creates up in here.
Content. So
I can hit that motherfucking boom shout out. I got that ready. Him in clutch with that.
Hey, look.
Spider-Man. Is that what it is?
Present from Spider-Man.
Yep.
Open it.
Did you ever get that suit? That Wu-Tang suit?
Got the Wu-Tang suit.
Oh.
Yeah, man, I haven't touched Spider-Man since I played last.
Suit.
So I need to get on there. But Moko got it. So
yeah, it's fantastic.
Get Moko on there.
What?
Yeah, he has the same copy?
No, he went and bought a copy of Miles Morales after watching me play it. Ooh.
That's what's up. Ooh wee. Hell yeah. So yeah, fucking Twitch. He's here. So go check him out. He's definitely linked somewhere around here. He mostly plays single player games, ranging from adventure to horror. Really long epics. I really love the game choices. And then on top of that, he's a producer and an artist, which is why he's here to speak to me today on b-nign Music Twitch. That doesn't mean video games are completely off the table. We can talk about games all day. But that's gonna be the theme today. But I want to get into it by asking you about the first two singles you have on Spotify, which we've never really talked about. But the first one's called Still Breathing, and it was released in May 2019. I noticed that. And this was your first like release single, but had you written or produced anything before that?
Oh yeah, dude, like 10 songs, 10, 20 songs that I remember hearing you talk about it, how you had songs that you just kind of kept throwing through the mail over and over again. So I did that with like, I don't know, 10 songs. I had GarageBand, and then I got Logic. So I'd made all these songs in GarageBand, and yeah, I was learning. So I still have all those files, but they, they're shit. So I just.
You ever thought about going like jewel hunting in there and seeing if there's a cool melody or chord progression?
I have done that. There was a few. My first album is like probably 3 of those songs are GarageBand songs that I slid out of there, and
nice.
I'm pretty sure I was able to grab the MIDI files and WAV files and toss them into Logic. So
I'm gonna turn you up a little bit. I think I just saw Painted say you're a little low.
Up a little bit more too. Oh man, this thing is a death trap.
Let me. Yeah, this should be good right here. I just turned you up, so
touch it.
Yeah, on my end, we should be good.
Good.
Let me know, Painted. Let me know. But
yo, what's up, Painted?
Yeah, so when it comes to this song, fucking Still Breathing, is that one of those songs?
Still Breathing. No. That was when I was having my first go with vocals. That was my first go with vocals. I was still kind of.
So you only did instrumental before that?
Yeah, before I was just messing with my my MIDI controller, and just making some electronic beat boop music.
Haha, that's always fun.
My mom loves singing. She's a singer. I think I told you before. She loves R&B, all those old jams.
Okay. Yes, you did.
So she's listening to all that all the time, and
is that who's on the cover?
That's me and my mom.
Okay, I was wondering. I was like, this looks like a really like intimate, like personal cover. I was like, I don't know if it's like some stock photo or if it's like actually you.
No, it's me and mom's. Yeah, it's me and mom's.
That's cool.
Yeah, she loves music. Yeah, dude. And, like in her head, like I always want to make a song. So when I had the ability to do it, I was like, let's get you on the track.
Okay, so that's her singing?
That's her singing. Yeah, yeah.
No way! I would have never guessed that's Limbo's mom. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
dude. She's karaokeer, so like every week she's
Ah.
like, Colin, we're going karaoke. I'm like, all right, moms.
Did you sing?
Oh, dude, I've never done it, but she's all
No?
about it. She's in the karaoke community, you know.
Okay, yeah. I have a lot of friends that went to karaoke, but I was never really interested in karaoke myself. Like, unless I'm actually holding a guitar and playing
Yeah,
chords.
no,
you
no,
know,
I've never
it's-
done it. I'll go, you know, show support. But yeah,
Payne said, "I feel like that I'm a fan because I knew that was your mom."
yeah, dance
That's
music
funny.
isn't her thing, but I made that track, and I was trying to have a go at doing vocals for the first time, you know, tracking some vocals.
Well, it sounded
Yeah,
dope.
thanks, man. It was on a
Yeah, that's a good
Yeti
song.
mic, so it was like,
Hey,
hey,
that's what I'm using right
hey,
now.
yeah, dude, yeah, man. Had to make
Gotta
do.
use what you
Yeah,
got.
dude.
A what?
You had to make do with with what I had.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, I know that. Like, there's a phrase I heard. Use what you have until what you have pays for what you need.
There we do.
I'm like, bet, or what you want, really.
Oh man,
but
that's perfect. That's perfect.
bars,
Yeah,
right?
the first album was with the Yeti mic, and then I
Whoa.
got this bad boy.
I heard a quee. Thanks, Niji loves games. Thanks for popping in and joining the stream, and thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. I just changed my my follow notification alert. First of all, a chocobo's always popped up whenever someone follows me, but I just changed it to where it makes the chocobo quee sound. If Final Fantasy. I'm not sure how if I'm talking gibberish to you specifically right now. It's Limbo.
I think I recognize that bird. Isn't it a huge bird? Isn't it massive?
Yeah, it's like a ostrich chicken that you can ride. They're like fast travel kind of. They're pretty much used as fast traveler vehicles within Final
Yeah,
Fantasy.
I do recognize
When you
that. I had a buddy that was really into
Yeah.
Final Fantasy.
But that's big bet. Hell yeah. Thanks, Niji. Is that what it is? Niji. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm talking to Limbo right now. We're talking about his first single. So you produced that. You got your mom to sing, and then what was the inspiration? You just wanted to get your mom on a track and make something she would like to sing to.
I wanted to do vocals, and I wasn't there yet, trying to have my hand at any kind of vocal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't attempting to sing yet, and she was all about singing. She's all,
Mm-hmm.
sing constantly. But yeah, and she always wanted to make a song. Like I said, dance music wasn't her first thing, so she kind of had to work with what she had as well. She's like, I want to do an R&B track. I'm like, this is all I got. So take it.
That's all I
Take it or
got.
leave
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's sweet, dude. I love that. Okay, so the next single was Light the City Up, which was released in August of the same year. So it seems like your workflow was like super fast at this point.
Yeah.
You're just releasing shit. So how'd you meet JD, and how did the single come to be?
My boy Jay Davis was a childhood friend. We grew up apartment complex together, just playing ball every day and just running around, doing kid shit,
Yeah.
hopping on the bike, running around, doorbell Dixie, all
good
that
times.
stuff. So we grew up together, and he's always looking for a spot to rap at or lay a track. And yeah, so I made that track. I actually partially made it with a buddy, and we were gonna put it out together. And then he didn't want to do music anymore, so he kind of popped off.
Aw.
And I was like, "Well, I'm still gonna put it out with my man. My man Gerald wants to hop on the track, so we did that.
Sweet.
Yeah, childhood friend. We went to school together. Yeah, we're probably gonna do some more jams together in the future. He's a cool dude.
Sweet.
Yeah, real long time.
That was gonna be my follow up.
What's that?
That was gonna be my follow up. Are you gonna continue to work together?
Yeah, I'll get him in for something. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh man, rating with a part. Thanks, Niji. Thanks for rating with a party of 5. What's going on? Gaster too? Gamers crew. We the Gamers crew are rating your stream. Oh man, is this like Godzilla with something and something? I am frightened, man. There are monsters rating our stream. They are breathing fire and ion rainbows.
That is amazing.
That's amazing, dude. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm talking to Limbo. I know Gaster's here. I'm sure you're familiar with us. But yeah, we're talking about music and our upbringings and musical upbringings, and specifically Limbo right now, because I just did like a whole epic piece on him this morning that I wasn't expecting to do. I was like, let me listen to some of this shit so I can get an inspiration of like what to talk about, and I just ended up writing pages and pages, not all pages, but one long one on this fucking It goes
Killing
far.
it, man.
Okay, you can't see it.
I appreciate that.
I've been listening to a lot of podcasts that are in the same vein of what I'm kind of doing right now. Specifically, there's one called Secret Skin, where Open Mike Eagle hosts, and recently he's done these podcasts where he gets different podcasters to interview him about his own albums, and so that's kind of where the inspiration of this has come. I was like, I'm gonna start asking Limbo about more deeper questions about his whole musical, journey.
Yeah, it'd be nice to chat with you about your stuff about that as well, because
Hell yeah, man.
yeah, it's crazy. You work.
Well,
I'm sure you put all these hours into this shit, lyrics, the sound of the kick. You shared a snare thing the other day.
Yeah,
So,
the smack thing.
Yeah, dude, so you just scrolling through the snares for 20 minutes. Just
Oh
no
man,
one, people don't know about that shit. Scrolling through snares. For 20
they
minutes.
know. That used to, and what's funny is that used to not bother me until I started seeing memes about it. Like I saw a lot of memes that are like like this snare sucks memes, or like where the girl's like lying in bed, like I bet he's thinking of another girl, and it's like him thinking he's like my snare sucks.
Dude, oh my god, so relatable.
I used to never be like conscious of them until I started seeing those memes, and then I'm like, do my snares suck? And now I'm like, my snares suck.
That's nice.
Why?
Yeah.
But anyway, that shit happens. But yeah, dude. Before that, man, it was all like I was always more into like punk rock. So like I would always chase one specific snare, which was like this high end ringy, like super punk rock snare. I guess you could like think of it. Were you 100% at Elden Ring, Niji? Holy shit! I just saw that. I wasn't paying attention. I'm so sorry, guys, but thank you so much for being here. Damn, that's crazy. I have a friend that 100%ed that. But anyway, yeah, so I got distracted by that. But
That's pretty absurd, actually. The 100% Elden Ring.
That is absurd,
It's
man.
huge,
Because
what I
those
hear.
games are right, and they're no joke. Like as far as like difficulty, I don't know if there's any like trophies or anything tied to difficulty, but no joke. Not easy. Definitely takes a lot of hours. I don't think. What's the longest amount of hours you put into a game, Limbo?
Probably Last of Us Part 2. Not
Like how many
90
hours?
hours, I think.
For real? In any game ever?
That's it, man.
Holy shit! I thought
That's 3 playthroughs. That's normal, and then hard, and then I was like, oh shit, they released a Grounded, and I did Grounded, and that's it. 3
damn.
plays of Last of Us Part 2.
Oh yeah, you know me do the Shiba. Yeah, Shiba amazing. Shiba amazing is amazing. We went and got coffee and tacos with him a couple weeks ago. It was good times. We found out he lived around here. And then there's like a botanical garden, and they have a Japanese garden in there, and they do special stuff during this time of year. So we're probably gonna go do that with Shiba. Yeah, he's a really dope dude. Thanks for popping in, and hell yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
Pokemon for plus 300 hours, Lord.
Holy
So I've probably hit 150-ish.
50-ish.
Yeah. What's the first one? The first one was Final Fantasy 15. That's the first. Like before that, I thought it was ridiculous to spend more than 60 hours in one single game. And then I played Final Fantasy 15, and it completely sent me off onto all the Final Fantasies. And then after that, the other longest game I played, regrettably, was Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I don't want to talk about that for the rest of the stream, so I'll just end that there. But yeah, dude, I was just curious of that. I was like, let's go off on this little rabbit hole. So Last of Us Part 2, you played twice?
3 times.
3 times. There's some parts, like, even in the first Last of Us, I fucking can't stand, because you already know I don't really like horror games. I get way too fucking scared. They're way too immersive. But in Last of Us 2 specifically, there's a part where, like an ambulance crashed into a building, and you're stuck down there with, like, 3 bloaters or some shit like that. I can't quite remember the exact circumstances, but, like, eventually you have to just basically fight them off until someone moves some debris. I think
Is that with the Rat King?
Lay...
Are you talking about the Rat King, or are you talking about with the Shambler?
Maybe it is. I don't know. I can't remember. But you're inside of a building. You drop in, and you can't get out until someone moves something out of an ambulance, and you have to go through the window.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I think that's with I think you're with Lev and Abby.
Yes.
And you're locked in with Shamblers, and there's lurkers or runners,
yes,
and there's running everywhere.
That's
that shit's rough.
When I was playing that, I was like, if it was any other game, not Last of Us Part 2, I would have quit right then and there, because
that part
I died so many times, and it was so scary.
I played that on Grounded. That was literally the hardest part of the entire game. Literally, I probably tried that part. I probably died like 50 times on that part alone.
Oh my god, like that and like Brutal on Uncharted.
Ooh.
Could never do that.
Is it called Brutal?
Is that what it's
I
called?
don't
Brutal
know.
difficulty?
I never.
It's like the highest difficulty.
Okay, I never did the hard difficulties
I think
in Uncharted.
is that what they're called? I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, but Uncharted's my shit.
Dude, same
but,
man. I did put on the movie again the other day and finished that up.
Oh yeah, you finished
Dude,
it?
Regardless if it was a good movie or not, it gave me good feelings. Just to see.
Yeah, I liked it,
life,
man.
You know?
They took liberties because honestly, with Uncharted, like there are things about the game that kind of rub me the wrong way in terms of like basically Sam kind of popping up out of nowhere and kind of Uncharted 4 being this kind of like shoved together thing just for one last game. That's kind of what I feel like, and I fucking love Uncharted. You already know, I'm fucking sick Parvis Magnum, motherfucker. But yeah, it just kind of felt slapped together. So what I did really enjoy about the movie was that they introduced Sam immediately, and same thing with Chloe, and they haven't introduced Elena yet, and so maybe they will have a chance to breathe and actually serve all the characters before they're just throwing them together in one random last hurrah.
It's a delicate balance trying to get the fans to initially hop on board, and then have people that don't know anything about the game to also enjoy it.
Yeah, and that's what I enjoy.
Yeah, fans will get pissed, but I mean, you gotta realize it's a movie. It's not the game.
I mean, it's more like a Venn diagram. Some fans will get fucking pissed off, but then there's the fans that like I guess I'm like one of them. Like I love the movie, and I'm glad that they made it for an audience that doesn't play video games, because not everybody plays video games as much as I think people should. And it's the best medium.
Agreed.
But yeah, I just think it's really cool to share that story with people that otherwise wouldn't have enjoyed it. Same thing with Last of Us. And I always think about that because I didn't play Last of Us until it was out for 4 years, I think. I remember getting the Game Informer where it had the review the year it came out, and it was like 10 out of 10, cover, everything was like Last of Us, and I was just like, skip, I don't have a PlayStation. I was like, I'm not going to pay any mind. Like, apparently it's pretty good. Skip, I didn't really give a shit. Man. And then my friend let me borrow the PS3 and Last of Us, and I was like, wow. Blown away. Now, obviously, my favorite fucking developers ever. So dude. That's that tangent. That's the love of Naughty Dog tangent. We knew we'd hit that conversation at one point.
Every time.
Okay, but let's get back to your self-titled album. Okay, so let's see, where did I go? Yes, your self-titled album. So it's self-titled, right? Just I'm in Limbo. Yep. Or is it called The Lighthouse?
I'm in Limbo.
Okay, bet. Yep. Okay, so it's sick. How long were you working on it?
Like I said, probably 3 of those tracks are GarageBand tracks that got filtered into Logic Pro. So it was like that whole album is just the learning process. I'm much more excited to release a second album. So it's like
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about it too, but I don't want to pre-blow everyone's mind.
Yeah, no, I'm much more excited for the second album. The first album was like, just trying everything out, just figuring everything out in general. Just like I was learning so much at the time and trying everything. I didn't really have a sound at all. Didn't know what I wanted to do. Yeah, I had a MacBook Pro that I was doing everything on, and then I finally got an iMac, and now my iMac's old as shit. So I watched 2 Apple products die and during the making of that album. But
damn.
Yeah.
Did you save any files?
How does that work? I'm using the Mac currently to make music.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's hard every time I go to make music on there. But after this album, I'm either going to switch to Ableton or I'm going to get a Mac Mini. But it's like
that little box.
Yeah, the little box.
We recorded the song that just now was playing right before we came on. It's Sleight of Tongue. That song was mixed and mastered by a dude named Troy Clemens. He's dope. Everybody go check him out.
You were doing that on Instagram, where you post?
No, that's Greg. This guy is a freelance. Troy is like freelance. He's now, I don't know. I don't exactly know what he's doing. I'm pretty sure he's still freelance, but he's had been recording a lot more and more. Like he can track drums and everything. I think he tracks out of his house, but I'm not sure. Cool. But he did bring that over because I had already recorded everything, so he just mixed and mastered it. I think he might have recorded some guitars on there too, but again here.
Okay.
But yeah, he used that Mac Mini and just plugged it into my monitor, and I was like, "This is crazy!"
Yeah, dude,
like
yeah.
I never.
It's it'd be
I
nice.
didn't
It'd be
think
nice to have, but yeah, I know I've seen you post stuff, and I've heard it before. You know, what if you know how to use a DAW, you know how to use any DAW.
Right.
But I mean, there is a slight learning curve. A slight,
Mhm.
it's not big. If you really want to learn it, you can. But for like, it's just second nature. Logic Pro. It's so like the
Yeah.
shortcuts.
Oh no, I feel you. Like, well, what I try to say is that every DAW can make any type of music, but like they are different. Like there are, hey, it's Moko.
Yo, Moko.
Yeah, there are workflow differences. As far as like short commands and there's a lot of stuff. Like that's why I haven't switched. So like I think that's what I was trying to say. I don't know exactly how I was saying it on the Instas and the socials and stuff like that. But I don't mean that every DAW is going to be easy to use if you know one DAW, because that I don't want to spread that at all. It's not.
No, but I would agree. Like if you want to know, if you go into a DAW, you like, all right, here's the piano roll. Okay, here's how you transpose. Here, you start picking up on all of it, but it'll take a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But in my head, I'm like,
it'll take a minute, right?
I don't want to do that. I don't want to learn that. My fingers just go exactly to where I have to go.
Exactly. That's why I stayed with FL, and that's what I say in a lot of my content and stuff like that is like, if I started right now and I didn't have a DAW and I wanted to get into music production, I would probably go with Ableton. I just choose it because that's what everybody I like uses, and there's a lot of workflow things in there that FL does not have, and I'm like, that would be fucking nice. Like every knob has an automation.
You don't have that
built in. No, that's insane. Yeah, it's insane. Like you just click the knob and there's an automation. No, I actually have to like. I mean, I can make anything into an automation, but I actually have to like right click, create an automation clip, and then it'll throw it onto the track, and then I can use it throughout the whole song. Okay. But yeah, it's very interesting because FL is like one of the older ones, but they've still upgraded with time. They still kind of grown as far as like a DAW, but it still has like a lot of basic things to it.
That started off as
part of it.
Loops, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, and not even until recently, there was no undo button, really. Like, if you recorded a track and deleted the entire audio file, like, it's gone. You can't get it back.
What the?
Yeah. It wasn't until this year or last year that you could just redo it. But I'm going to say that did make me a much better recording engineer in a lot of ways, because I had to get the take right. And if I lost it, I had to do it again. And I had to make sure, you know what I'm saying? I had to make sure that
you deleted it, or where would it go?
Yeah, if I deleted, it would just go. It was just gone. Yeah. It said there's no undo. You're gonna delete this WAV file.
I mean, once
and
you
it's
hit
gone.
save in Logic, that happens. Once you save it,
yeah,
you don't have an undo.
Well, yeah, you can save it and then delete it and then close it, and then not save the project, and it'll be there. So that's a little hack. But if you like continue working and stuff like that, it's just like. Anyway, FL has definitely grown a lot, especially in this llast year.
I would be screwed.
Hell yeah. But as far as the workflow, it's like my favorite way to work, because it's a lot like I used to I think we might have talked about it before, but did you ever use those like Flash game music creators that they had on websites?
Never.
There's like this one called Punk-O-Matic. A lot of my first like YouTube videos are these compositions I made, but there's this one called Punk-O-Matic where they had like a little guy that was a guitarist, a little guy that was a bassist, and a little guy that was a drummer, and you could select different rhythms and patterns that they play and then stitch them all together. So like the drum like would be a half time or a double time or whatever, and you just stitch them all together in different ways, and they're all the same key, so you didn't have any leeway as far as like the actual pitch and the melodies they're using. It's just a stitched together version, but the way you use it is just like a DAW. You're going left to right. The guitar, bass, drums, they're all stacked on top of each other, and they happen in sequential order like that. Back in like old school, like you remember the old Nickelodeon Flash games and stuff on like Nick.com?
I remember that.
Okay, so Coca-Cola had some shit. Punk-O-Matic, Bowser. Yes, Bowser. I have like 20 Punk-O-Matic songs on my YouTube. They're all dumb as hell, but they all have names, and I took them. We're working as real. Thanks, Bowser.
What's up, Bowser? What's up, Moko? Painted?
Painted, Bowser, Mocha, everybody. Let's see if we missed anything. Hope you all are doing well. Thank you for hanging out with us in Limbo.
Yes.
Us and I'm fucking split personality now.
What's up?
I'm split personality now.
Man,
I said us and Limbo and Limbo. God damn it, I can't speak sometimes.
Hope work
But anyways.
treated you lovely, Mocha. Sucks.
Yeah, we hope it did.
Sucks.
We're gonna raid you if you're on after we're done, sir. But yeah, okay, so Coca-Cola had these flash games too on their website, coca-cola.com, back in like the early 2000s, right? And one of them was a music creator, but it was even more advanced than Puckomatic, and where you could change notes and sequences and stuff like that. So those are like the first DAWs I used, and when I got FL, I was like, holy shit, this is like Punkomatic or whatever. And then I was like, maybe I can make music. Before that, I had only played guitar. I was like, well, if I ever want to make music, I have to go to a studio, play my guitar into a microphone, sing into a microphone, and that's how I have to make music. Like, I didn't even think in a million gajillion years that I could make full productions on FL. And it wasn't even until like 6 years after that I realized that you could literally make full productions. I thought I could, like, it was like a beat making software. Like, you can make a beat and then you take that beat to a studio and again track vocals on top of it, track guitar or whatever else you need to, and then you finish the song in Pro Tools like a real musician.
Dude, that's crazy
So
that you even have those thoughts in your brain. To travel back to that time, man, that overwhelms me even trying to think about the time before you know how any of this shit works.
Oh
Just
man,
looking at it.
it was a learning curve. Like, there's still shit in FL that I don't even know what it does, you know what I mean? Or that I wouldn't need. But it's just like one of those things, like, I learned one little thing, I'm like, oh, that's where that is. Or, you know, and I wouldn't even put any of my instruments in the final mixer track. They would just all stay on the playlist, and I just use volume as a mixer.
Dude.
Like, this is too loud, turn it down.
Man. Yeah, that's a big one. Finally learning that little thing there, not understanding that.
Yep.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yep. And then you learn to route the mixers to buses, and then you can do completely
So clean,
it's
so
just
clean
like,
these days. It feels so nice.
so clean. It
You get that
does.
nice little bus
you know.
going. You throw all your keys or all your leads or synths, throw them all to a bus. Throw a reverb on there. Throw whatever you're tossing on there. Just you're like,
Or even automate it, you know, like have them all cut out at the same time, or
Yep.
all fucking crescendo at the same time, that kind of stuff.
It's all about the crescendo.
Yeah, that's when I learned how to use automation in FL. That's when my shit went like through the roof, because I was like, this is the shit I've always been trying to do. And you'll probably hear it, especially in my, I guess, earlier productions, and I still do it a lot, but there's a lot of sliding in notes. Like, I'll use, like, you know, pitch slides, like going up to a higher octave or down or whatever. Like, there's always some little instance of that, and it's something that I was like, once I figured out how to do, I was like, I've always wanted to know how to do that.
There we go.
I use it all the time now. Yeah. Anyway, so back to your first album, though. Hold up. I know I had some thoughts. Oh yeah, so yeah, we talked about parallels that we share, which is although we didn't release our first album in the same year, they're still only 5 months apart from each other. So I released my first album 5 months after you released your first album.
That's wild.
So it's like we're in the same wavelength, you know. It's
Always a
crazy.
man.
It's always
an album.
something. Always. But I wrote mine and recorded mine over, like, I could say 10 years, but I would say like 5 years. In that some of the lyrics are 10 and 12 years old that I just rewrote and rearranged to a melody or whatever. Sometimes even change some words to make it rhyme and move some stuff around. But a lot of it was written over like 12 years of just like thoughts that I had and that I wanted to put into like a fully like well-produced album, not something that I did myself. So all of my first record, Forget Me, was recorded at SG Studio.
Okay.
And I wanted it to sound good, so he had like great mics, and we recorded a bunch of live drums. I played drums on that record on like 3 or 4 songs, and you can tell I'm not a motherfucking you can tell I'm not a drummer. That's funny. Payne said we're less Backstreet Boys and more In Sync.
Dude, In Sync.
That's a joke.
Sync for life. No strings attached. Am I right? No strings attached. That's my jam.
For real?
Yeah, I bought that.
I didn't really fuck with
bought
In
that
Sync.
album.
I was Backstreet Boys. Really?
Oh man. NSYNC for life.
Hey, they were the OG. Are we gonna have a debate right
NSYNC
now?
for
Hold
life,
up. Let me
man.
put this
Justin, Dirty Pop.
in sync. Hold
Dirty
on.
Pop, come on. Dirty Pop.
Dirty Pop. Hey, I'm not saying nothing about Justin, okay?
You know, I had
But I want to ask the
that
chat
entire beatbox memorized at the end of that song for a while.
for real.
Yeah, for a while. Back then, that was my shit.
Oh man,
Dirty Pop.
dude, that's some good shit. All right, we're gonna ask chat, okay, guys? You got 5 minutes. Who's better, Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? We're gonna end this now.
We don't need a poll. We already know. We already know.
No, we don't know because the OGs are the OGs.
Yo, yeah,
The OGs,
my brother was a Backstreet Boys guy too. NSYNC for life.
dude. Millennium, bro. Millennium.
I couldn't even tell you an album name.
Have you heard or have you seen the docuseries This Is Pop on Netflix?
No, is it all about that era of pop music?
It's all about a lot of eras of pop music. Like there's a pop country episode, there's like a pop R&B, there's a pop hip hop, everything. There's like it's just called This Is Pop. It's basically popular music in general over the years. Really fantastic show, but they have a whole episode about like Sweden or Switzerland or what, I can't remember where the producers came from, but they were like next level producers. They did Backstreet Boys a lot of the first album, and they did Britney Spears' first album.
Okay.
So like that shows you the caliber of like and this was like late 90s, so digital production hadn't totally come in, and the digital production that was happening wasn't really being talked about to normal people or normal even music listeners. You know what I'm saying? It's very hush hush. Even autotune was like a hush hush thing when it first came out. Like
Trying to keep it a secret.
they were keeping it a secret because they didn't want to know that anything was.
Had a little gold nugget.
Hold on,
Look, Bowser knows. She knows the whole song.
Bowser. Oh, I was like,
Dirty Pop.
she probably already sang the whole
Dirty
thing.
Pop.
No hating here, man. Man, everybody hating on Backstreet Boys. This is ridiculous. Better vote. This is ridiculous, man. NSYNC had the marketing, but Backstreet Boys, they were original, man. Come on.
Man. Backstreet Boys.
I mean, they didn't last as
Backstreet Boys
long.
did
Clearly,
have that one music video when they were in that haunted house.
I don't remember that. Is that where they were in like the weird suits and
Yeah,
shit?
I think they had like that Two-Face mask on, and it looked like the house from the Casper movie. The live action Casper movie. But I remember that was.
I gotta
they
go.
played that on a box. Like, you remember the box?
The box? No.
Yo, okay. Am I going crazy here? Does anyone know about the box?
No, what's the box? Someone explain the box to me.
If you don't know about
If you're talking about like Fuse,
it was a music station called The Box, and you could call in and vote for which song was gonna play like 3 songs ahead. So like,
oh,
yeah, so everyone would be calling like Backstreet Boys, blah blah blah. So I used to love that.
It was a radio station?
No, it was a TV show. It was like MTV. It might have been MTV's The Box.
MTV's The Box. I remember I watched Fuse, a lot of Fuse. And they had a show called Dedicated, and you could go online and request a song, but you could write like, this is for Jennifer, she has my heart, or whatever, you know what I mean? And then the song would play, and then the scroll would go across the top of the screen of everybody who chose that song and Dedicated.
That does sound familiar.
There's that, and then there's a couple, but I didn't really watch a lot. I didn't know MTV played music when we were teenagers.
Yeah, they still had music videos. Early morning. I remember waking up in the morning, throwing that on. They had System of a Down playing. BYOB was on there.
Okay, I remember having that, hearing that. I wasn't into System of a Down at the time, but Stone Cold Steve Austin, I was into wrestling at the time, came out with a shirt that said BYOB, and everybody asked me, "Is that a System of a Down shirt?" No, I'm like, "No, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin."
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I always associate that song with that shirt. I don't have it anymore, but you know, it is what it is. TRL every day. I didn't watch TRL either. That's oh my
buddy
God.
went to TRL when they tried to revive it here. A couple.
Really?
Yeah. He was like one of the back.
I didn't think that was gonna last long.
No, not at all.
Shit, it's just not being consumed like that anymore. Attention span's not there.
Not at all.
You gotta get like 15 minutes of songs. Like I was singing. Do you like Blink-182? Speaking of which, I have 182 followers now. Thanks, Niji. Appreciate that. But you listen to Blink?
I do not listen to. I have the first album, or not the first album. Whatever album has all the aliens exist.
Probably Enema of the State.
Yeah, that sounds right. You have that album. I saw him live like 2 years ago.
Dude, that's
With Lil
amazing.
Wayne, with Wheezy.
What the
With
fuck?
Weezy, yeah.
Interesting.
So that was cool.
Hell yeah. Fucking, I think they're the self-titled album. I haven't listened to anything past the self-titled album. I think it's like the greatest shit in the world. I have no idea what point I was about to go to. Oh yeah, I know. There's a song, I Miss You, you know, and you probably heard it memeified, you know, where are you?
Yeah.
So everybody does this. So I start singing like the first verse. Like somebody just gets it stuck in my head at work. I start singing the fucking first verse. And they're like looking at me confused. I'm like, how do you know the second half fucking sync? Thanks for the other person that voted Backstreet Boys.
Victorious.
But damn it, if I ain't disappointed in my
we stand victorious.
Chat, no, I'm not disappointed in you guys. You guys are allowed. You're entitled to your opinions, as wrong as they may be. Oh, yeah. But anyway.
For life.
But yeah, it's crazy. I could hear that shit. Anyways, I don't know. I don't think Limbo heard that. He just sees me acting like a fool over here.
I was like, yo, what's going on? Yeah, I see someone in the black sheep.
Yeah, doodaloo. Yeah, but it's crazy because of like TikTok and the way music is like going and it's consumed now. Nobody knows the first verse because they never heard it. Like I'm stuck in a mindset to where if you heard the second half of a song, you had to have heard the first half of the song to get there, right? And it just blew my mind. This is like last week that my mind was just blown. It's like, wow, like songs aren't even like full compositions anymore.
It's
like
TV shows and movie. So like it's ruining the impact that song or movie or TV show has when you initially watch it in the whole composition or the whole show. So like you'll hear a part in a song or you'll see a part in a movie and the first thing someone will say is like, "Oh, I've seen that meme," or "I heard this TikTok," and you're like, "Yeah, you didn't see? Oh no," you know.
Damn, now I'm just getting upset. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. How memeified things have gotten, you know? I can't even Never Gonna Give You Up seriously.
Like, surely, I mean, you said you never watched Breaking Bad, right?
No, I love Breaking Bad. It's one of my shits. Yeah, I've seen the whole thing and El Camino.
I was about to say, whenever Walter, you know, does the face and he falls on the sand after, you know, who gets captured in the noggin, everyone knows that meme. Like, they see his... They know that face, they see his face and they see him crying. People will share that with shit, but
then when that happens, if they never watched the show before and they go watch it, then they see that they're just gonna laugh.
Yeah, they laugh and they see the meme and they go, "Oh, that's the meme." No, it's not the meme. That's Walter White having a nervous breakdown.
Right. Like this is an intense emotional moment, and it's been like slaughtered by just like short attention spans and numbers. A meme, yeah. It's disappointing. A lot of things are happening like that, and especially like how much that song back to I Miss You, like how much that really meant, especially to my generation. Like Bowser said, that's how I felt when ABBA became popular with TikTok. Been out here listening to ABBA since I was a wee babe. I bet. And ABBA is also, there's a huge episode on, and This Is Pop that talks completely about ABBA and what they did for pop music. So it's really emotional damage. But yeah, it's really crazy because that album is like one of my favorite records of all time. First, I lost my virginity. Blink-182.
Okay. Well,
self-titled album. I lost my virginity to that album.
Okay. the whole thing.
And it's really funny. This is slightly relevant because we were at Warped Tour and Angels and Airwaves were there, so we're waiting. And Tom DeLonge comes up and he's like getting on stage, and we see him from the side, and I yell, "I lost my virginity to your voice!" And then he like looks and he's like, whatever. And then this other guy who's standing in front of me, another guy in the crowd, turns around and he goes, "Me too, I miss you." And I was just like, just one song? Okay, bro. Like, sorry to hear that.
Dude, get out of here, man.
Right, but anyway, yeah, that was just a funny story. I always think about that song, and that's like a memory that I hold special, like that has to do with that song and that record. And like now everybody just sees it as like the emo whatever, like anthem. Just like focus on the way he sings.
Definitely an era. Okay.
Thanks, Painted. Right, what the fuck. Indeed, you know, we were there. Painted was there. It was good times.
Yeah. Dude, I never went to Warped before they pulled the plug.
Really?
wanted to.
We went to '08, and it wasn't exactly Warped. Oh, but I got another great story that I'd love to tell you, Limbo. So we're sitting there. This is one of the greatest moments of my life because one of my other most listened to bands, and a band I've covered more than a lot of other artists, is Against Me. I don't know if you're totally familiar with them, but they were there that year. And at this time, I hadn't really listened to Against Me, but they were there. We're sitting there. You know how they have ramps, skateboard ramps and shit?
I've never been there, but yeah, I mean,
Oh,
never
bro,
been to a Warped Tour.
that's like the whole thing. Like Warped Tour kind of started as like a way to bring punk rock and skateboarding
Okay.
together. Vans, Vans
Oh,
Warped
yeah,
Tour.
yeah.
So Vans, complete skateboarding culture, punk rock. You had Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and then that really rejuvenated and brought it. It just everything was kind of coming together as far as like pop, like punk, pop punk, all the iterations of like early hardcore and stuff like that. It all just coming together, and that's what Warped Tour was. And they had skateboard ramps, and they would have these pro skaters, and they become less and less profile, and it was more about the music later on. And so it'd be like a tour of skaters and bands. So eventually it was just like less high profile skaters, but they still brought the ramps. And at the time we went, they had basically locals. You could just line up and you skate the ramp until you bail. And I'm talking about a mini ramp.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You're going back and forth. So we're sitting there watching the ramp, and Against Me's playing to our left. And it's a really good moment. We don't really know the band that well. So we're just like way off in the back. There's like a huge crowd, but we're way off in the back watching the skaters, enjoying this punk rock. And so this kid goes up. He maybe 10, 12, 11, 10, 11, 12, something like that. He goes up and does like a sow flip, which is like a finger flip, where you grab the board, flip it, right? So comes up, flips, comes back down, but he just goes boom and lands this way,
On his nine?
right? So then, like, he's this way up the ramp, does the trick, comes down, but it just keeps going and splats against the ramp. You know what I
skateboard
mean?
rolled
The
out.
board shoots out from under.
He didn't dive in.
No. There's a boom at the bottom of the ramp. We're just like, damn, ooh, that sucks. He gets up. He's holding his arm. It's like fucking 3 elbows, man. This shit was twisted up. We were like, oh! Meanwhile, Against Me's fucking playing. All the skaters on the fucking ramp are like, yo!
You gonna need
Fucking,
some
he just like
milk.
freaking out like, he gonna need some
You don't need some milk.
Bruh, it was crazy. So he just starts running. Someone grabs his board off the ramp. Next guy drops in, keeps skating. And the tour continued.
Oh, gross, man. Thank God I
But
didn't
that
have to
was
do
my it was my first and only Warped Tour. It's insane.
Yeah, that's a
But
let's
good
say that's
times.
a nice memory. I mean, it's a nice memory for you, but that guy probably had a
For
shitty
me.
day.
He was like a kid. He was like 12, like 10, 11, 12. Like, it was
That
crazy.
sounds like
I don't know how old it
terrible.
was.
That's
but.
probably you probably just want to forget that entire day.
Bet, because like you're here to see some music and skate, and now all of a sudden you're in an ambulance or wherever the hell you are, and not enjoying the show, and you're in massive amount of pain. Ugh.
What a terrible day. That guy hated his life that day.
I'm sure,
You're
like
smiling.
for us, it was like we were watching like a live episode of Jackass or
Yeah.
something like that. You just see some shit crazy, and you got punk rock and skateboarding and crazy. And another cool thing to have, Rick Thorne, he's like lesser known. He's like into motocross, something in there.
See this dude's face, Rick Thorne.
Rick Thorne, yeah, he's
He looks very familiar. I don't really
yeah.
recognize him too much, but he does look familiar.
I think he's in like the motocross game. I don't know exactly what he does. I never really looked into it, but he used to be on like Fuel. It was like a skateboard, or it was like a extreme sports channel. Did you ever have that channel, Fuel TV?
I remember that.
Yeah, so he'd be on there all the time, just on different shows. I think he was on a couple episodes of like Viva La Bam and stuff like
I know
that.
him from that.
But so there was like this Monster Energy van thing that was at Warped Tour, and you could go in and they would give you a free Monster, but you had to drink it within this little barrier. You couldn't take it out. It was a weird thing, just so everybody's drinking. Advertisement, conditioning. Anyway, sheep, get in there. Anyway, so we're like reaching in, we grab a Monster, and we're like talking like in front of the cooler, and this guy's like, "Excuse me." We're like, "Oh shit, my bad." And we like turn, and it's fucking Rick Thorne. He just like grabs a Monster and like walks away. We're like, "Oh, bro, that was Rick Thorne." But we didn't totally fanboy at him, but we were just like, that's cool. But yeah, it was a really cool Warped Tour. It was like, as far as the lineup, there was no one there we were really trying to see. It was like a lot of those early scene bands, you know, like a lot of stuff that there was probably a lot of bands you would love to have seen.
No, I was gonna say there was always bands that I wanted to go see there. I just never went. And the year I think I was gonna go, I think it was the last year, I just didn't go. I mean, dude, I went
I
to
feel
shows all the
bad.
time though. I was always at shows, metal band shows and whatnot. But
Really?
yeah, I just never made it to main.
What's the best show you ever seen?
I think I told you I've seen August Burns Red. Oh, not August Burns. I mean, I have seen August Burns Red, but Asking Alexandria. I mean,
Like memorable. Like what's a crazy moment? Like what?
I don't know, like something crazy happening at a show.
Well, not really totally anything crazy happening, but like for example, like when I saw Rise Against and Rancid, you know, when Rancid came on, they had like, it was the first show I ever saw with like a video background where they like played to like a video, and they played like this video of like Lars doing the bass line, but he was like in sync with the band, and it was just like silhouetted on stage, and then they did the and then once it fucking came in, the drums and everything came in, like all the lights came on, the whole fucking place lit up, and the whole, you know, it was just punk rock, so everybody's moshing and jumping and dancing and skanking and all the punk things, you know, you would associate with like ska and stuff like that.
Yeah, I could do that. You know what? I'll do it right now.
No, but there's nothing, no crazy moments like that that you're like super memorable.
I did the
like how close you were
once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was at one of the. I sent you the Enter Shikari band. They're I mean, they're not metal. A lot of their songs they're singing. A lot of their stuff is, you know, punk influenced, but they're kind of like Linkin Park. They'll do whatever. They actually toured. Yeah. Actually toured with Linkin Park. Like.
Oh,
Linkin
okay,
Park
that makes sense.
Spot, you know, because they're, you know, they're doing the same kind of shit. But yeah, just doing a crowd surf one time. I mean, it sounds.
Did you like jump off the barrier, or did they just lift you up?
Some dude tossed me up there, and I was like, "Holy shit! I guess I'm going." Like, I've been to so many shows, and I just never went for it before. And then I was down there, and some guy was like, you know, had the knee, had the hand. He's like, "Yo, we're launching people up," and I was like, "All right, I'm going, brother."
Wee.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, there's so much cool shit. You know, all the small memories that you have from everything. Just seeing your favorite bands in general is a good time.
Oh hell yeah! Like mostly I never went to like really huge shows, like where shows that were big enough for there to be any crowd surfing at all.
Yeah.
So like except for that time with Rise Against and Rancid, and then a couple of the recent shows I went to, it's usually like just standing room floor, maybe 50 to 100 people. I don't know. It's hard to gauge when it gets to around that time, but man, there's another really crazy show. This is crazy. I'll tell the story too. There's a hardcore punk band called Millions of Dead Cops, MDC. Okay. They're from Texas, but they were in the early hardcore scene with like Black Flag and Bad Brains and Minor Threat and all those bands. I'm gonna have to send you a playlist because you're looking at me dumbfounded. And I'm like, bruh, how do you not know?
Send me the playlist, man.
You gotta know your roots, dude. Like all the bands you listen to wouldn't be shit. Okay, but anyways, no dissing those bands though, because like there is like some really good homages to like that style of music, and like we call it American punk, you know, American hardcore, because at the time that it was being made, British punk was like kind of a thing, and British punk, as cool, if you might like it, as cool if you like it, or if you don't like it, as cool as it was really artificial. You know, people were just throwing leather jackets on people and writing songs for them, and then they throw them on stage and give them a persona, and that was like the whole thing. Or American hardcore and American punk rock was like really real and raw, and they were talking about shit that matters still today, you know, when it comes to like injustice, social injustice. One of my favorite bands of all time, Big Boys, also from Texas, complete coincidence, but the lead singer is homosexual, and he's passed away by now, but like he was doing early songs about hate and discrimination in the 80s, you know, when this shit was barely getting accepted, you know. So and in a punk rock setting, and they do funk punk too, so that's really cool. They have horns and shit sometimes.
That's dope.
But hell yeah. So MDC, this band, they go by Millions of Dead Cops or Millions of Damn Christians or Multi-Death Corporation. A bunch. They have any type of, you know, MDC.
Alter egos, alias.
Right. So so we went to a show once, and it was fucking insane. They have a song called "John Wayne is a Nazi" that you might like. I have to send that to you. But This show was crazy. It was off the fucking hook. The band that did play with them was a British band, but they were more like hardcore punk rock, American punk rock. Show went off. Like, there's really not much to say about the actual performance, but after the show ended, it was crazy. Like, my shirt was stretched, my hair was like all like not matted and knotted and shit. Dude. And we see this group of people standing in a circle. And we're like, what's going on with this group of people standing in a circle? And so we're like, you know, we're at the front of the stage. So we turn around, see this group, like, that's interesting. Let's go see what's up over here. And we look in there, and this guy's laying on the ground holding his knee. And he's wearing shorts, so you could see his skin, you know, you could see his knee. And his kneecap was like on the side of his leg. It was like on the right. You could see that was a kneecap with just one giant swollen something on the right. And he's just like, and I was like, fuck, that's a hardcore punk show. That's the only hardcore punk show I've ever been to. It was insane. I had blood on my shirt. I don't even know if it was mine. And I was wearing a DC shirt, you know, like DC shoes. So I was like, yo, to the lead singer, I was like, put a big M right here. And he was like super fucking out of it. So he literally just wrote MDC really small. And I was like, no, but like, do what you do, man. Thanks for writing on me. But yeah, that's the other crazy. I think we have a lot of crazy show stories, but those are probably the top two that I could tell right now.
Yeah, I mean, now that kind of shit, dude. Like at metal shows, they do the death wall.
Oh,
people are skanking constantly, so it's just like, yeah, when that shit's going on, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna get out of here.
Oh, you don't get in?
No, I get in there. You know, I do the push pits and whatnot.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'll do.
I'm not gonna lie to you. My knee is still fucked up from a push pit. Like,
oh no,
big dude just like gave me full force, like all 300 pounds of him, just like pushed me onto the floor, and it all went straight to my kneecap, right on the floor.
Oh,
yeah, I literally was like limping out of there. I was like, holy shit, that guy really fucked me.
That fucking sucks. Really Limbo got to show the banana from one show. Is there a banana there?
We were on the second floor of this spot, and there's some guy dressed up as a banana, and it was a pit going on.
Oh,
he's just dressed up as a banana. He's getting fucked up. People are doing the elbows, you know.
Oh,
two-stepping, and someone got the hammer fist.
Oh, dude, that fish shit, that's a whole other thing. Like, when people, like, swing.
Yeah, some of those.
Bruh. That was when I was, like maybe... That was when I started getting out of, like, rock as a genre. And I just when I discovered, like, the underground hip-hop scene. And that, like, people were actually using hip-hop to, like, say meaningful shit. And not just doing what Lil Wayne and Drake and everybody was doing.
Like a lot of
which, you know, no shit on them. Yeah, right? Like, oh, my God. I think the 2000s was, like, the worst era of hip-hop. Like, from 2000 to 2009, all that.
That Soldier.
It was bad. You know, but I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to cap. I did know the whole Soldier Boy dance, you know, Superman. I did know it. Like, we would do it. I had, you know. We had, you know, I had good friends, man. We did party every now and then. But yeah, but as far as like lyrical content, it was just not the best music, you know. I mean, but yeah, that's when I discovered like POS, which is also funny because his name is POS, you know, piece of shit. Yep. But it's also like he got it from being called. His name is Stefan, so they would call him Pissed Off Steph, or he would start saying promise of stress or promise of skill. So his POS could mean anything. So that kind of gravitated. And he's like really influenced by punk rock too. Yeah. So yeah, that's when I started going, and that's really when I started getting into FL too and everything too.
Okay. Full circle.
Yeah, good circle, full circle. So we can actually just segue back to that. Let's talk about your records. So whenever you got your samples from GarageBand, you just rendered them as file, like what you found salvageable, you just rendered them as like WAV files, or did you take the actual MIDI information and move them over?
MIDI, because GarageBand and Logic are actually like, you know, brothers.
Oh, okay.
GarageBand is like, you know, step one. Logic is step two. Once you start figuring out all the basics, it's kind of like, you know, if anyone has a MacBook Pro, you know, that's the GarageBand is what you hear first. So that's what GarageBand is like. Oh, look, finally I can make music. I have a MacBook.
Yeah.
So that's what GarageBand is. And then when you're like, oh, I can't actually do a lot of shit on here. And then you get Logic Pro once you start figuring out more shit you can do.
Yeah.
And then you got to pay for it.
That's crazy. Yeah. but it is crazy what they offer for free, like as far as GarageBand.
Yeah, it's really good. It's still really good.
Yeah, it's insane. My friend like showed me some shit at work on his phone that he made in GarageBand, and that shit was like gibberish to me. Like I was like, I would lose FL, and it's like, arguably more complicated, I guess, or whatever, however you would phrase that. And that was like confusing to me. I was like, where is everything, and how do you know what's happening?
I would love to sit down and just like look at dolls together. That'd be cool.
Right? How fun would that be? When we finally take our vacation to PA, I'll bring my laptop and we can like
go to town,
back and forth FL, learn each other's DAW.
Yeah, I mean, I had one buddy that was into the same shit, and it was fun always diving into it with him. He used man, I forget what he used, some kind of Cubase. Is that no, not Cubase?
Oh, Cubase, yeah. That's my second choice. That's like Cubase, and like I would go Ableton, Cubase, or Reaper. Honestly, it just depends.
Yeah, I don't remember what the DAW was called. It was something, and it like had actual visuals for the cables that you would connect.
Interesting.
Like you would change the view from to connect buses, kind of like the physical realm. So it would flip it over back to the physical realm and show you where you're connecting the cable, and then splitting the cable to another one to bus it. I'm like,
interesting.
This is so uncalled for. I mean, I was like, this is cool. But I don't. I mean, currently, unfortunately, I don't need to know this anymore.
Maybe is it Studio One? Maybe.
Dude, I wish. I'm looking up the 10 best DAWs. I would love to know what it's called. An R word, maybe. I don't know.
Reaper.
What?
Reaper?
No. It was ugly. It was not. Whenever he would see Logic, he'd go, "Oh, dude, this is way better. I need to get this." But he had a PC. But then he got he ended up getting Ableton. But for the longest time, I had to look at his possible Cubase. Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but it was ugly.
Word. Yeah, but if we ever did do that, I would have a little bit of a leg up on you because I did use Logic for a little bit. Like for like some of the Visi, like half the Visi Inc. record. Cool. The one Visi Inc. record. Now we've kind of like we're just gonna do singles from now on. But the first one we did, we took it to the studio too, to SG where I recorded Forget Me. But we mainly use Logic and a little MPK MIDI controller for the most part. Ooh. And even the Human Tardigrade, the first single I released, I made most of that on Logic. And then when I finally got my own laptop back and got a new version of FL, I think I was using 10 before that, and then I got a new laptop in FL12. I just moved everything that I had recorded for Human Tardigrade back into FL. I've been using it ever since. How did you feel
about Logic? Was there something?
Oh, it's great.
Something you didn't like about it, or you're?
There's nothing I didn't like. It's just that
not a Mac user, or.
Yeah, I don't use Mac. That's like the main thing. I won't use. Not that I might eventually. We'll see in the long term. But at this point, I don't use any Apple products or Mac or anything like that. So that's basically the biggest obstacle. But other than that, at the time I was using it, I still didn't know as much. Like I got FL, and then I started learning a shitload. Like that's when I discovered that you could actually make full productions, and I didn't have to just make beats and take it to the studio and all that. So if I looked at it now, I would have to prod a little deeper because I'm not sure exactly where a lot of things are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I know how to like add instruments into the playlist and everything, and how to chop everything up. But other than that, like I wouldn't know how to use mix buses and anything like that. I don't even know where any of that is.
It's so much fun to show someone that, just like nerd out with it.
Yeah, dude, hell yeah! I'll bring my laptop, and because I got FL20 on there. One day we'll get together and we'll do like maybe we could do like one of those like YouTube videos where like an FL Studio user produces on Logic and a Logic producer produces on FL. We could trade laptops for a day or some shit. Yeah, I don't know, it'd be fun. Well, that's just spitballing. But so you started singing and writing. Have you always written like poetry and stuff?
Did my audio go out or did your audio go out? Can you hear me?
Did my audio go out?
I didn't hear that. I hear you now. I didn't hear the last part you said.
Okay. You started writing. You have lyrics and you're singing and whatnot on your debut record. So have you always written poetry or written lyrics and stuff like that?
Yeah. I tell this story a lot. I listened to Eminem growing up. My first album was that Marshall Mathers LP. I was like 6 or 7, 5 maybe. Definitely, all right, 6. I was 6.
Wow.
And I just remember dragging my mom to the record store and grabbing that MMLP and being like, "Mom, I need this album. And she was trying to give me the edited version. I was like, no.
How did you learn about it?
My dad also liked Eminem just from, the Slim Shady LP and all that shit. But besides that, MTV, music. Just usual shit. But so I had that. That was my first album. Just like, dude, just hearing shit I knew nothing about. I was so oblivious to what was going on. Just him talking so much shit about his mom and
bruh.
just like terrible stuff. I didn't understand. So I made a rap song.
Right.
And I just think I said these horrible things about my own mom.
What?
And I showed it to her, and I was like, she was like, "Oh, this is fucking awful. Why would you rate that?" I'm like, "What? This is how you're supposed to rap. What do you mean?"
Oh my god!
I remember her being very disappointed in whatever I wrote.
I can imagine, dude. You had to make it up to her by putting her on a track later. I guess.
Yeah. So whatever I wrote surely wasn't true. I just was a young kid and didn't know better.
Right.
I thought that's what rap music was with my initial go at it. So yeah, I was very young doing that, trying to write rap lyrics, probably 7, 8, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I always credit Eminem as the first punk artist I ever heard.
Angry.
And that sounds weird to say, but no, as far as like the only record I really attached to at that young age was I was like 12 or 13, was the Eminem Show, right? And so like the second track, I think, or the first track, whatever you consider it, is White America. Yeah. And I never heard anyone say fuck the FCC and fuck, like the bar he says, this divided states of embarrassment that the what does he say? I used to know it by heart. With the freest of speech that the divided states of embarrassment will allow me to have. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, like this dude's talking about like real shit. Like it was crazy. I never heard anything like that I actually agreed with. And it's kind of the same vein of when I saw the South Park movie for the first time. Because our whole life, me and my brother were like, what's wrong with cuss words? They're just syllables put together or consonants with vowels in the middle. Like, what makes a word bad? Like, we never really understood that. And it was something me and my brother would always talk about. Then we saw the South Park movie. I mean, fucking long story short.
Yo, I pulled him up. I'm bringing my dolls. I got Kenny and Stan up there looking at me.
Yeah. Bet. Nice. What, like the Pops or whatever?
Oh, no. Here. I'm one step.
Yeah, we gotta see this shit. I gotta Kenny and Stan. Who'd have thought?
No, I feel like an idiot.
Oh, Kenny and Kyle.
I'm not that big a fan, but still.
That's sick.
They're chilling.
Where'd you get them?
I used to work at a grocery store, and they were in the claw arm. And the claw arm.
Oh, nice.
He came to work, and the lady I worked with was like, "Can you grab those out of there for my buddy?" So like when he was there, he just pulled them out and handed them to me.
Dude, that's sick.
But
man,
that Eminem Show album, my buddy Jay Davis, we were actually on a trip to the beach the day that came out. I made my mom run to the mall. We picked up the Eminem Show and we listened to it the entire drive to the beach.
Nice.
We listened to the album like
good
on
times.
Repeat for 4 hours, just in the back seat. Got the Walkman going.
Nice.
Good time.
Me and my brother used to like have the two headphones, like they're connected by one thing.
The splitter?
The splitter. Well, it was like earbuds, right? Yeah. But we each have one, So and then we'd listen to a whole record and then switch and then listen to the other side of the album. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So there was a way they should have made those things mono back then.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, that's just my own gripe. At the time, we were listening to a lot of like pop punk and stuff like that, and I had gotten my original Xbox too, so we like downloaded a shitload of CDs on there. So we'd play Tony Hawk Pro Skater, Tony Hawk Underground, and listen to the Eminem Show or whatever pop punk album we want to listen to.
You could burn CDs to the Xbox.
Yeah,
oh, shit, that's nuts,
dude. That was
that was a big one for Xbox. Yeah, that was a big win. It was a big W.
It sure was. Like it was.
You couldn't do that with the PS2.
No,
yeah. That's
no,
wild.
like and PS2 was like the highest selling console of all time, which is crazy. But like you give me a choice to even to this day, like between those two, I'm picking Xbox because like I can download my own music to it, and like you can make your own. Like so, I played a shitload of WWE games. Like my wrestling background history goes way deep. We're not going to get totally into that section, but we played like all the WWE games, and at the time you could like make an entrance for your character, and some of them would even let you sync up the music to like something your dude does. You know what I'm saying? And so and if you can use your own music, you don't have to use pre-recorded stuff that's in the game, then it's fucking amazing. The PS2 didn't have that.
Dude.
You know, we could pick any song we wanted, and Skate.
Is that the Xbox?
All those games. The original Xbox. Like, I didn't even know Rise Against was on Tony Hawk Underground or one of those, because we would only listen to our own records. Like, I listened to, that's when I discovered Rise Against. I listened to Siren Song, and then I went back and like just exploded all over Rise Against. Take that how you will, but started like listening to every single fucking record and every band that Tim, the lead singer, had been in, and all that kind of shit. And then one of them being Like the Angel, and then one day I was like, I wonder what kind of music they had on here, and I'm like, fuck, Like the Angel is on here this whole time? Like, what the fuck? But it's crazy. Yeah, Xbox definitely fucking helped me curate my own playlists. You know, it created a lot of habits I still have today as far as music listening.
I had that first Raw album from WWE. Not first, but I had the Stone Cold Steve Austin track was on it, the Undertaker. Yeah, because the only wrestling game I ever owned was the N64 Raw. Is that right?
I have that one.
You have that one?
Yeah, WWF Raw. Yeah, I got a lot of them.
Stone Cold doing one of these on the front.
Yeah, WWF Raw, before I even had the E. Yeah, fucking, I think that album started with Stone Cold's theme. Yeah, so he would I was thinking about doing a TikTok, like a real thing too, like in like a music theory kind of meme thing, and like explaining different intervals using WWE themes, because like a lot of them have one. Like Stone Cold would be like a minor second, and so on and so forth. And I just thought it'd be fucking hilarious to do that. But yeah, Jim Johnson was the name of the producer or whatever you would call him. He did all the music and all the entrance musics and everything for like WWE from like the 92 to like, I think he finally left in like 2015, 2016, because now they started using licensed bands and artists and rappers and stuff like that. I didn't
know that was a thing, that some like single dude was making all the tracks for that.
Dude, right? Like, this dude was a genius. And like a lot of at one point, this is kind of transition to video game scoring, but at one point I wanted to take this motherfucker's job. I wanted to be the guy that made entrance music. Yeah. That was my dream, but now that's like not even a possibility unless someone uses one of my songs.
That'd be sick.
Which, by the way, wrestlers, indie, professional alike, if you need entrance music, let me know. But anyway, I wanted that motherfucker's job, and when he left, I was like, damn, well, that's never going to be a possibility again. Like, I thought, I was like, okay, job opening? No, they're just using licensed music now. It's a lot easier. Yeah. Which is cool, because, you know, it, like, wrestling culture is really nerdy in a lot of the ways that, like, it's like a big Venn diagram I kind of see, where there's, like, comic books, video games, and wrestling. Like, there's like a huge parallels.
I think you got it.
Between all of them.
I never really tried to think about it, but like, that sounds right. Because, you know, you got to be kind of into soap opera shit. You know, kind of like, you know, I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like it's like an episodic television series. Okay, so I would compare even anime. I would compare wrestling mostly to anime, because a lot of them fucking keep going and they don't end.
Yeah.
So, but every week there's something happening. There's good guys, there's bad guys, there's characters and over the top action. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the one thing about wrestling that a lot of people like to tell a lot of people who don't like totally realize, it's basically like you're your own stunt man, but you only have one take. So it's a very articulate art form as far as knowing, like being able to use your body and your words and tell a story. Yeah. So it's really interesting. If you ever, I'm not going to totally go down that rabbit hole right now, but yeah.
I did see a live show once. I saw The Rock. And
really?
I think I kicked Batista's leg. I think his leg got caught in the
what?
I was like, motherfucker, and then gave him the stomp.
Dude, shout out to fucking Batista, man. Like that, dude, he's killing it in Hollywood right now.
Oh, no,
I love every
it was
movie.
Not Batista, sorry. Yeah, that was the first name that came to mind. I forget who it was. It was during the, you know, Raw era.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, not Batista. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, somebody.
Yeah.
Thinking early 2000s.
Yeah.
Okay. That's around the time I first started watching, and then I quit watching for a long time, and then I started watching, and then I quit watching. But anyway, that's again Orton.
Sorry.
Randy Orton. What am I doing with all entrances? Wrestling is like anime meets theatrical performance with lots of shiny dudes. Yes, gotta get that baby oil. You know what I mean? It makes all your
yes.
muscles pop. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyways, let's get back to music. I want to talk about certain songs that you have. Hold on. Let me. I get lost in my thing.
Feelings, man.
No, we're gonna dive in, man.
Heart?
Yep. Bet your bottom dollar.
You bet your bottom I am.
So okay, I guess I don't know if you really already answered this, but you can elaborate. What made you decide to finally make a record? Like, I'm ready to do a full record.
That's a good question. What to do an entire record outside of? I was already working on just compiling all my tracks when I was doing those singles, like all songs that I actually enjoyed myself. Yeah, just compiling tracks, I guess. Like it was never like I'm making a record. I was just compiling tracks, and the whole idea is always for me is I'm gonna put this out on an album eventually.
Okay. So it's just a natural thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is still like an era, you know. It's like, oh, I was feeling this, and this during that time period, and
right.
all these songs from that time, reflect that.
When did you start streaming, like on Twitch?
Oh man, I was making music way before Twitch streaming.
Yeah, but I mean, like, were you already streaming whenever you released the album?
No, I started.
No.
I started streaming after I had already released the album.
Okay, okay. So that was December. So did you start streaming because of the pandemic? I feel like I already asked that, but now I'm curious again.
Yeah, yep. I started streaming because of the pandemic. I'm pretty sure that's the motivator. And I thought it was a cool outlet to possibly get the music out there, which it works, somewhat. I mean, I meet a lot of people and eventually check out the link. Like whenever I post whenever I post our song, after I make those posts on Fridays, it gets a decent amount of plays. I don't think I've ever showed you like the total plays and all that. I should send you that.
That's sick. Fuck
but,
yeah,
like, every
dude.
time I post those, like the views literally go up. So it's. I mean, I know I'm doing video games, but people that like video games, and especially the people that I'm kind of trying to befriend, become friends with.
Yeah, network
with are into music as well. I mean, everyone loves music, so.
Right, yeah. Who doesn't love music? And it's crazy, like, and like we mentioned, like you were the like when we talked to Vash last Friday, we were like Limbo's the matchmaker because he's the one that introduced us. And then I found out that Vash does play guitar, and he's even sent me one of his songs, or he did a cover, like a Kid Cudi cover. And I was like, so like everybody's like a musician. It's just like, what do you decide to do? You know,
stars up to the line for everything that you decide to end up doing. And like for me, it was like I enjoy playing video games and something else nerdy to get into. Computers, cameras, music, audio, have all this shit. And it's like I don't know if you're under the same idea as this. Just like whatever you enjoy doing, try to make it what you want to do. Like
I'll just the whole picture. The Mark Twain thing where Mark Twain says, find a job you like to do and you'll never have to work a day in your life.
So basically, I just keep doing shit that I actually enjoy doing. And in my mind, I'm like, there's no clear route to where it's going to go. It's just like, I'll just keep doing this shit. I was like, oh, I need to make thumbnails. Started making thumbnails, and then I started getting pretty good at editing photos. It's like, oh, I want to...
Yeah, pretty good. This motherfucker's a master. Dude, I was like going through pictures because I was trying to make that one that I posted last night. I was like, made it in a hurry, posted like midnight last night. But I was like, damn, this motherfucker, like with the hat. I was like really looking because I was trying to find the perfect one. But I was like, damn, how does this motherfucker doing this shit?
Thanks.
You gotta tell me again which photo editing software you use.
Affinity Photo.
Or you just might be using a better camera because like I never really got into the camera route as far as like getting a really nice camera. That's something maybe in the long run, but it's always been like towards music gear that I've always.
I'm excited to make a video for these songs. Like after I'm making my last song right now, so I'm excited to go out and make some artsy fartsy.
Oh, nice!
So like in my head, just like a whole storyboard. Like that's what I'm saying. Like just the best kind of quality or the best you can do with whatever you got. It's like just keep going down that road and trying to make it the best you can be. Like I like camera shit. I like making videos. I like everything. So it's like, well, I'll try to do it to the
Uh-huh.
best of my ability and hopefully get better at it at some point.
Yeah, because it all works together. It's like one thing you realize, and there's a podcast. Oh, I just realized my chat's a little silent. Let me move that. There's a podcast to listen to. I probably mentioned it to you before, but called Super Duty Tough Work, and
Duty stuff work?
Super Duty Tough Work.
Okay.
Okay, so Blueprint. He's a rapper from Columbus, Ohio. But he started this podcast. It's basically for independent musicians and basically freelance independence or independent people, you know, as far as like anything. And with him, he directs his own music videos. He set up the podcast. It's a lot in the same vein as you, just like a slightly different, like alterations. You know what I'm saying? So at one point, he was like, he filmed his own documentary because he had all this camera equipment because he started filming his own videos. Then he got really into video editing and framing and all that kind of stuff. So he's like, well, let me make a documentary about the music scene here. And then he made that, and while he was he was also learning, you know, how to direct a movie at the same time. And one thing that always stuck with me that he said was he like put a sticky note on his desk, like right in front of his workstation, where it said, "You are a filmmaker until further notice." And that was basically motivation to like, you know, this shit better come out good. Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
that's exactly the same. Yeah, that's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it to the best of your ability. It's like I feel
Right.
like, and I think one of your stories said, "Ask me a question," or whatever. But it just
Oh yeah, I'll get to those
it
too.
had my brain going, and yeah, I just feel like today's with music marketing. I think we had mentioned that. I feel like you just have to
Mm-hmm.
be able to do everything. Like it doesn't have to be.
Yep.
There's not like one thing. There's not two things. You just have to be good at everything. And if you just keep like
Right.
increasing each one of those skills, hopefully that's the thing that possibly gets you somewhere. Whatever it is that you get good at, and just keep following. I don't know. Just keep following wherever your shit takes you.
Exactly. That's like there's another guy I like to watch a lot named Samurai Guitarist. He's a YouTuber. He makes a lot of really cool videos, mainly about guitar and songwriting and stuff like that and theory. Um, but he mentioned something like the music industry, or like I guess it could also apply to any art form, but it's like walking into a forest. You know what I'm saying? You walk into it with the intention of, you know, being here, but some people go in, they get lost, they turn around, come back. Some people go in and come out exactly where they thought they would come out, and some people go in and come out at a completely different area that they thought they would come out.
Just you never
So
expect
that's
where it's gonna lead you to. You don't know. You
right,
don't know the
exactly.
shit.
I wouldn't have even touched Twitch if I hadn't gone and recorded my song Weekend in 2020, early 2020. I recorded that, and the engineer Tori Varnes, she was like, do you know about Twitch or whatever? And I was like, yeah, it's like video games. People play video games, and what about it? And she's like, well, a lot of musicians and people are making music on there now. And there was this one chick, right when Twitch had introduced like music, like the category and everything, had recorded her entire album on Twitch. And Twitch, because this was new, they put a lot of their own money to promote her and her stream and like get her out there to the front of the line, because they wanted to create the community of like musicians and music listeners just for Twitch.
Get that started.
And so I was like, damn.
Cultivate that,
Yeah, so
those people in there.
exactly. And so I was like, damn, that should have been me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so that kind of like made me go, I need to open my eyes to like more. And before this, I had never posted any socials, anything at all. Like my Instagram, it said, I don't feel like taking pictures of myself, so go listen to my music or something. Like it was some bullshit douchey thing like that in my bio.
I feel you though.
I was completely resistant. I still think that social media used too much is completely detrimental to mental health and society in general. But it's necessary to grow, you know, as far as like if you want something, freedom and fulfillment, and making something that you love to do your job, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, it is what it is, but yeah, fucking social medias. I forgot where I was going with that.
I think I started that conversation. Just I just feel like you have to do it all.
Right. Yeah. You have to do it all.
It's
So
just, like some music I listen to, it's like the visuals will capture me first, and
right.
it's like, oh well, this is, you know, the music video, whatever. This is cool. Let me check this out. Or maybe maybe even like, I'm trying to think. I ended up on this guy's music because of a funny video he posted. And I ended up to
Interesting.
his music.
Where he was just talking.
I actually posted it on my story a couple days ago.
Oh,
I don't know if
really?
you watched it. It was this kid.
I may or may
It was
not
this
have.
kid that walked into a Target and started dancing for this mom, just like not.
I think I was talking about, yeah, and she like held the phone.
Yeah. And I watched that and I was cracking up, dying. I watched that video like 10 times. I was just laughing. But somehow I got to his channel, and then I was like, "Oh, this guy makes music." So I started listening to his music. So it was like,
That's
in my brain,
interesting.
like he hijacked me because I was going to see some more funny videos, and then I found out he makes music.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, this motherfucker, he got me." So
He got me.
like,
Good
yeah,
shit.
that's. I mean, who knows? Who knows what will attract someone to whatever they got
Right.
going on?
Fuck yeah, dude. I feel like I've been throwing everything at the wall too.
Yeah.
I've been like doing like trying to do music production tips, and I'm like, well, I need to do more actual performance.
Dude.
Well, now I haven't posted a me of just me playing guitar in forever, and I'm like, I need to do more of that.
Yep.
And then recently we made those numbers going up promos where me and my brother were doing the wrestling thing.
Yeah, I saw that.
I got two more. There'll be two more in the next couple days. I just was editing earlier today, but
Yeah.
they're pretty funny. They were fun to do, but yeah, you just have to learn everything, and it's a wild, wacky world out there. It's overwhelming, so much, dude. But dude, you're killing it.
Back at you, brother.
So
Back at you,
yeah,
brother.
dude. So always good to fucking feel that support you back, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking yeah, the album's fucking great.
I like that track.
Album's fucking.
I know we're. Yeah, I just think that
What
Busy
numbers?
track.
Yeah,
Thumbs
thanks,
up.
man. Hell yeah, appreciate it,
That's
dude.
you and the bro.
Yeah, that's me and my brother. Like Visit Inc. is like kind of our side project thing. Rosie, what's going on? How are you today? We are doing well.
What's up, Rose?
I got Limbo here with me today.
Howdy.
So yeah, we're just talking about music in our journey as far as music production. I was about to ask Limbo about his songs.
What's up?
So yeah, this would be just fanboying over your songs. Oh yeah, so the intro, that's super dope. Like you're waking up, you like hit an alarm or some shit like that, and you're like, ah, and then clack 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 clack, open up whatever the DAW or whatever, and then you start making some motherfucking music. I'm guessing that's what it is.
Yeah, dude. I'm glad.
I love it.
It's crazy, you make those. I mean, you see the plays on Spotify or whatever, and that shit, like the theatrical shit from Eminem's old shit and Cudi.
Yeah.
I know you said you listened to that Kid Cudi album. How he does the wake up. I just the whole acts and just the visual aspect of it.
Right. So that's where you got inspired from it.
I always loved all that
to
shit.
do
Just
it.
theatrical, just like I don't know, the artsy fartsy shit. I just actually enjoy that stuff.
That's sick. That the skit on the album was invented by a dude named DJ Prince Paul.
Okay.
He also produced Chris Rock a couple of his albums in the late 90s. There's a whole podcast, I will point you that direction, where it's him talking about his whole career and how he came up with that.
Oh, no way, man.
So it's really cool.
Going all the way back to the roots.
To the roots, man. That's all I do. I pretty much absorb a lot of like early music and like early roots. You know what I'm saying?
That's where it came from.
Right, exactly.
Evolution.
Dude, I listened to music that was just recorded. Like Robert Johnson, one of the first recorded people ever. There's I need to add it, but it's a really cool song. Lydia Mendoza, first ever Spanish recording, Spanish music recorded, like 1915 to 20 or whatever. It's somewhere in that area. And then you already know, got my Louis Armstrong tattoo.
Shit. Louis Armstrong.
So Louis, that's my dude. Like I was in a huge jazz phase, but a lot of swing, but it was basically from Frank Sinatra and Louis, What a Wonderful World, that I kind of dove in. And I just like, for some reason, same thing with Neil Young, whatever he does with his trumpet and whatever the way he writes melodies and the way he arranges his takes on these jazz songs, jazz standards, and writes his own songs, like just captures me, and it it captures my soul. So
the way you talk about Jawbreaker and all these other bands is the way I feel about Enter Shikari, and I always try to throw them down your throat. But he plays,
dude, I'm gonna listen now
trumpet
more deeply.
Trombone. He plays some kind of brass, some kind of horn.
Ooh.
Himself. So he sings and he plays that on track. But yeah, I love that. Just like epic, like what's the word? March, like a march. I don't know, just upheaval.
Yeah,
It's like
right.
you're talking about the more jazzy
Yeah.
stuff, but
No, I mean it's all
yeah,
connected.
the
Like
sound.
it's there's a lot of connections there as far as like even jazz and hip hop and punk and stuff like that. Like when jazz came out, they were like, "That's not real music. Real music is like Beethoven and Mozart and blah blah blah." You know, like you have to go to you have to go to a big stadium and sit down and enjoy it. These guys are just beating on their strings in a small little dingy alleyway, and that's not real music, you know. And then lo and behold, rock and roll came out. That's not real music. Real music is Louis and
I love
Frankie, and
watching those old
you
black and
know,
white videos of people just like,
just
yeah,
getting it.
yeah, doing some of that. Yeah, yeah, right there. I'll just send you one.
Yeah. Yo, we just saw this movie. It's in theaters right now. It's got Christian Bale, Margot Robbie,
Okay.
Chris Rock's in it. It's called Amsterdam.
Oh, yeah, you're talking
Super
about
dope
that.
movie. Right. It takes place in like 1913
Ooh, you
or
got me.
something
I
like
love
that.
it.
But dude, it's sick. It's a great period piece. It's I the way I can describe it without any spoilers is it's like a reverse tragedy. You know what I'm saying? Like so it
Got
starts really dark and shit like that. But anyway, you just have
You got
to
me.
you just have to get you have to go into that because it's like one of those feel good but like also like damn like kind of movies. Same thing with No Sudden Move. No Sudden Move is like takes place in the 50s, and I always tell Moko about it. If he's still here, he's tired of hearing about it.
No.
But it has to do with like car companies and a lot of see Painted
Oh, I
saw
might
it too.
toss
We
it on,
went and
dude.
saw it together.
What's that OG movie from 20s or 30s? Blah 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 with Leonardo.
Uh,
Great
wait,
Gatsby.
Titanic, Great Gatsby. I've never seen that. I've not seen
Dude,
it.
you need to watch A Great Gatsby. Leo's my
I
fave. I love Leo.
who doesn't? Like I've we had to read the book in high school at one point, so I wasn't really inclined to see the movie because I'm like, I know the general synopsis, but I know Leo's
Like
gonna
you said, it's
kill it.
the time period. I just love watching. What else is he in? He's in a airplane movie. He plays a crazed. Not a crazy. He plays an actual dude. Leonardo.
Mm,
Airplane movie.
I'm
Oh
not
my god,
sure.
5-year old. The Aviator.
Airplane movie with
The Aviator.
Aviator. I never saw
Oh,
that
dude, yeah, it's
either.
from like that era as well. All good shit.
Interesting.
But
Hell yeah,
Amsterdam,
dude.
yeah, you've got me. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, dude, it's in theaters right now. I totally recommend
Oh,
to
it's
go
in
and
the
see that
theater?
shit. Super good. Catch Me If You Can. Is that what you're talking about? The Painted said.
Yeah, The Aviator.
No, The Aviator. Yeah, he already said
watch
it.
that.
I guess it was a late chat.
It's Aviator. He plays a dude just losing his shit, starts going down
That's
the rabbit
crazy.
hole of his brain.
Oh man, that sounds like The Lighthouse.
Yeah,
Or if you saw that movie.
yeah, yeah.
Fantastic. I love that director, Robert Eggers. I'll go see all his movies forever.
That intro,
Okay,
dude,
so
that intro. I actually like. I think I recorded that on my phone because I didn't have anything to record with me while I was physically going. Like a nice
mhm.
recorder. So I recorded myself actually getting up. That's my actual alarm going off.
Really?
I actually have me walking over. I'm making a little theatrical, walking over to my Beat Lab, the Beat Studio,
That's
powering
sick.
it up. So I'm actually doing all those movements in my head, and I think I actually did it while I was waking up too, to like
Wow.
really capture the I'm tired as fuck and I'm waking up and it's time to get the day started. I'm hopping in the Beat Lab and putting a couple hours in for the
Limbo.
day.
The method man right
Yeah,
here.
dude.
We got the method actor Limbo in the house.
I don't know. It's second nature.
It's sick, dude. No, it's great, dude. I love how much you put into it because it really does sound real. It sounds like it's really well put together. You guys should check out Limbo's
Thanks,
album. The intro, fucking fantastic. So well done. And then it goes right. Let's see. It goes into the first song I wanted to ask you about. Maybe. No, I just skip right to Melancholy because that's my shit. So Melancholy, I remember I muted your Twitch stream when I first met you. I was like, okay, this dude makes music. Let me mute this motherfucker and go listen to his album.
Yeah.
So I'll just lurk on you and listen to this shit, see what it's all about, right? I think we were playing The Walking Dead or something. I didn't want to see it anyway. There's a lot of time you were playing The Walking Dead. I was like, I'm not here yet. I still have to finish that series. But yeah, it's got a lot of elements that I really like hearing in songs. It stays like super surprising. Like the first half of the song doesn't sound like what happens halfway through. You know, it's like a whole tone shift. Like maybe it goes from a major to a minor or something like that. It's very interesting. And it's got like sick ass groove that you just got me going. Got my head bobbing and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The melody going.
And yeah. So do you have like certain arrangement techniques, or where do you get your inspiration for your arrangements and compositions?
I'm trying to think. Uh, my most recent track I'm working on now. You know how it is. I think I started with the melody, but then I ended up like this current track I'm working on. You start with the melody, you got the kicks and you got the bass going, and then you got some mid bass, and then you figure out you don't like the melody anymore, so you mute the melody and listen to it a
Oh,
few hundred times without that, and you're like, I'm deleting it. It's no longer use of me, and you delete
right.
that shit. So it's that. It's a lot of that. Just maybe starting with the melody or starting with the kicks and bass and snares going, and then figuring out, oh, this song's about the percussion. This go around. This is
Okay,
the star of this song. So screw this melody.
nice.
But yeah, just you know.
So when do the lyrics usually come? Do you ever write things and
No,
bring them
no.
over?
Very last. I do
Very
very
last?
last. The song's all the way done. The song's like the whole entire well, okay. Almost like it's done, but if I want to like make the vocals like a part of the song, like maybe some
Hmm.
like effects. So like I'll do the
Right.
polishing at the end,
Okay.
Any of the shiny producer ear candy shit. I'll do that at the end,
Hmm.
like the reverse suck into another
Yeah.
melody, track, song, no song. What the fuck? Track.
Yeah.
All the ear candy shit. I'll do that all last, and if I want the vocals to be part of that, like it's a chop it up or something, I'll not put the finishing touches on the track to incorporate that in. But yeah, vocals. I don't do any lyrics. I don't do any of that shit until everything's laid out, and then I'll. That could I could maybe have something better not doing it that way, but I'm a very like structure
Okay, I
like
see.
this has to be done. I have to be able to move on to the next step in my brain for me to start that. You know what I mean? Like in my
Right.
head, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is
Like,
done. I'm not touching this shit. I'm going to the
yeah.
next step. I'm doing this next part of this. You know what I mean?
So, like, how do you name your tracks? Like, how do you know what you're working with?
Like right now, the track I'm doing right now, it's titled "The Final Song on the Album," uh, version 3.
That's so funny.
So that's what my current track is called, the final version of the song on album.
So how do you keep track of them whenever you're
I number
like,
them. So like that's what I mean. So
okay,
right now I'm
I guess I don't know, like how do you know what song is which song? I guess you just go in order. Like you make the first song and then you make the second. You make only one song at a
yeah.
time. That's
There
what
you
I'm
go.
asking.
Yeah, I do one
Okay.
song at a time. My brain is just like I
Wow.
cannot. I would be so if I didn't finish the song before I started another song, I would be killing me. That's and I think that works to my advantage, not advantage. Like it helps my brain at least. Like
Right.
I've been
You might be giving me some good advice because like I am totally all over the place. Like I have songs that I have the intention of finishing this year
yeah.
that are just not
Oh
even
no,
not even a file
like I
yet.
said, that could be good as well. Like actually, this track I'm working on now is when I was doing that little Twitch thing where I was trying to figure out like a I don't know soundtrack for the Twitch. So I made like 5 different
Yeah.
ideas. So this was
Okay.
cool. Like when I finished my last track, I was like, oh shit, I have like 4 ideas I can work off. But it was like a night's
Yeah.
worth of me making a melody and a beat and not anything
Okay.
else. It was nice this time. But in my
Yeah.
head, I'd like categorize that as like it's an idea. There's no
Yeah.
hold on my brain. This can sit out there and I'll never have to touch it again.
Right. Hell
But
yeah. That's crazy. Like I have worked in ways where I'll write the lyrics last, but it's pretty rare. Usually the lyrics will come up. Usually I'll have like an idea for a hook or just a single line of a song, and that'll kind of play into the melody or
yeah,
whatever. Because sometimes like a certain lyrics are like there's certain syllables and only fit inside of like 8 bars a certain
yep,
way, or like if you're accenting the words on the right spot. So sometimes when you say a phrase where the accents hit would be a cool beat or a cool pattern, and you can use that to work it with the song. So, but that's I don't ever work the same way twice, and that's probably I'm way too scattered. I'm like not rigid at all.
yeah, man.
Um,
I have to be.
I have a to-do list here, and it doesn't even. I hardly ever open it. It's like I need to do all these things, but then like one of the things I need to do is check my hello updates. Check my to-do list in the middle of doing the to-do list. So anyway, it's a fucking it's a rat race in here.
No, dude, I feel you. I mean, I'm the same way, regardless of the structure. It's still, I'm still
Right.
compartmentalizing different things. Like, oh, I want to do this video soon. It's the
Yeah.
same thing still going on, but it's got to be like for the music. This is all I got going on. That's all I'm
Right.
doing.
I don't want to keep you fucking too long, but okay. Yeah, so I came back to chat and I mentioned the lighthouse. When I got to the lighthouse, I was like, yo, this is dope. And you mentioned it was inspired by BioShock, and that's when the bromance really started, right? It's like, bro, it plays BioShock 2, let's go.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, Rosie, God, I hope you're feeling well. Have they given you better drugs yet? You broke the shit out of your ankle.
Oh no, really?
But yeah, continue to lurk away. Oh yeah, dude, Rosie, she got that Kirby cast.
Oh no, that's bad news, Bears. Sorry to hear that, Rosie.
Bad news bears. I know.
That sucks.
But yeah, hopefully that sets and heals way soon, you know, and you don't have to deal with that
that's
too
the
long.
word.
But you got a really dope cast.
Was that the first time
I
you
draw
broke
all
something,
over that
Rosie?
shit.
Have you broke any other bones?
Yeah, we're curious. I've only broken my toe. Have you broke bones, Limbo?
Both ankles, arm.
Oh, at the same
No, not at
time?
the same time. Both skateboarding.
But you broke both your left and your right
Yeah,
ankle?
yeah.
Holy shit. Both skateboarding. Bruh. We gotta go skate too.
Nah,
That's
man, I'm
another
not
thing.
breaking anymore.
You wanna skate with me, man? Shit, I thought we were gonna have a skate
Trying to do a
stash.
baby 3 set, broke my ankle.
Oh, that sucks. That's the highest set I ever kickflipped. That's like probably the best thing I've ever fucking
man,
done.
I wish
that kickflipped
that was the
set.
last time I tried it.
But yeah, some of your words and stuff on your delivery seems like really spoken word, especially at the beginning. I think of the lighthouse or something like that. It's less like melody and more like less rap and less melody.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It doesn't feel like a rap. You know what I'm saying? Is that like inspired by anything in particular, or is that
Shikari.
just? Oh,
That
really?
route, the dude,
So how long you been listening to them?
2007, 2006.
Oh
Yeah, the
shit!
first album was like strictly metal, and then they kind of like Linkin Park, just progressively. All those bands now that were around during 2007, 2008 during the metal scene have all turned into pop, punk, rock. They've
Yeah,
all that's not that kind of genre isn't even around. All those dudes have kind of just lightened
Right.
up. They're not as angry as their 20-year-old counterparts.
right.
But he's always done that spoken word kind of rap style thing, and yeah, with all the feels behind it and whatnot. Yeah, there's so much.
Yeah, it's really dope.
I want to jam it down your throat. Just all.
No, dude, I'm gonna do a deep dive now. Now that you mentioned like how I'm talking about Louis and how I'm talking about Jawbreaker and shit
Have
like
you
that.
ever heard
Like
their,
that's how it is for you.
Did you ever like listen to any of their lyrics? Have you ever? I mean, I think I've only seen.
Not really. You sent me that build up song as a reference song.
Yeah.
And right?
Yeah.
The one that built it up really. Okay, so I don't like I listened to the arrangement, the production, I did not listen to the lyrics.
Yeah, their ideals are all punk, all from that group, that niche. You know, they're all
Sick.
about the same shit.
Mhm.
So I think you'd be really into it if especially the lyrics.
Most likely, hell yeah, dude. I'm down with it. I'm gonna throw them on the list because like I've got like a back catalog of albums I've been wanting to listen to forever, and that's why I started doing where I would put on my story on Sundays what album I should listen to on Monday, and I'll put like 4 bands or 4 artists in there. And I haven't been doing it because all my favorite artists have been releasing albums, and I've been wanting to like really absorb the ones that have come out that I have finally gotten a chance to listen to. Like the 2 ones I'm on right now couldn't be more opposite, but some of my favorite shit in the world, which is just came out 2 weeks ago. Open Mike Eagle came out with the full title. I just learned it today. Is a tape called Component System with the Auto Reverse, recorded sometime in 1997. That's the entire name of the album.
That's the best.
But the short version is Component System with the Auto Reverse. Yeah. But it's super dope. It's raw, like hip hop, a lot of breakbeat kind of shit, a lot of features on there. It's like it's really good. And then another album is called We by Arcade Fire. And both of these albums are around 40 minutes, so really short. That's always a plus for me. Like if the album's really short, then I'm more inclined to listen to it over and over again. But this album, oh my god, dude! Like I'm gonna cover a couple songs on Wednesday sesh in 2 days. By the way, 2 days Wednesday sesh. October. So I'll do a couple songs from that record. But like every time I listen to it, I'm like I could cover every song on this album because they're just like all flawless, and it's all about it's called We, right? So the whole album is like about the world and how we should be more together than how everything pushes us apart.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of subtext and stuff about like social media usage and stuff like that, and how
I'm all about that.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. I'll definitely send it by you because there's a couple songs on there that really resonate with me lyrically and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna get on.
Song you sent. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Jacob Collier. That's literally the best show I've ever been to in my life.
The initial track he sent me, and I listened to it a couple times since. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, He Won't Hold You.
Yeah, I love that.
Dude, Rhapsody's little spoken word. Yes. He does really lush, huge vocal arrangements. That's kind of how he got big. Was
and thick and.
Like how he started was he would do like a cappella covers of songs where like people got like 20 boxes of themselves singing, and it's like a cappella, you know. So he was really good at it. He would reharmonize songs, and he was really good at it. So that's how he got huge. Mm-hmm. Then he did a couple Tiny Desks, and now and then he played in Dallas, in April, and dude, craziest best show I've ever been to, like most hype, fucking best energy, like the lights was crazy.
Yeah,
one of the biggest shows I've been to.
Layers going.
Right. Yeah, cool. Dude. Yeah, and he played like almost every instrument. Like there's like a stand-up kit. Like if you ever watch any of his YouTube stuff, I totally recommend going down that rabbit hole. But he stands up at a kit and he drums and he loops it, and then he goes onto a bass and he starts playing a bass line, and then he like loops that for a minute. But he's got a couple drummers. But it's really fucking sick. He's a badass. And when he played He Won't Hold You, that was a really dope moment because he's like, he really believes that right now is the most important time. Like there's no such thing as the past, there's no such thing as the future. Right now is what we should all be paying attention to, what we all should all be doing. Totally. And he's like, what?
Eckhart Tolle?
What?
Ever heard of him? Eckhart Tolle?
No, but I've heard that before.
Oh, you heard that? Oh yeah, I think Bo Burnham talks about it, but it's he's a guy. He's like he made a book called The Power of Now. Anxiety if you're thinking about the future, and regret if you're thinking about the past. And
yeah, and in this instance, he was talking about people having their phones out. I was like recording something for later. They can show someone later. They can watch it later. He's like at this point, I wrote the song "He Won't Hold You" about loneliness and what it means to be alone and how to deal with it and stuff like that. And he's like, so I want everybody to put their phones down and just, if you're here with someone today, hold them and all that kind of stuff like that. And so me and Payne were there together. It was a great moment. Nobody had their phones out. Everybody was just there. And he played the song, and it was brilliant. It was amazing. And then later on, he's like, did the opposite. He's like, I want everybody to pull their phones out now and record your face and sing this one line. And so we all sang these 2 words. And at the end of the tour, he finally put the video out. He stitched together every city singing a cover of the Elvis song.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's a fucking love song. It's a love Elvis song, really famous, the most famous.
Russian.
No, the other really famous one. Oh, it's gonna fucking kill me. I Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
That's the song I'm talking about. Only Fools Rush.
Is it?
But I
Is that what it's called?
Can't help.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, bro, you know more than me. I've never listened to Elvis, so obviously, but
yes, an amazing cover by that as well.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude.
Interesting.
He does the same kind of thing. Too.
Yeah. So
kind of now I want to know who got the idea first. When was this recorded?
This was like April.
Oh, this was in 2009, man.
Really? Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. He stitched all the cities together.
Yep.
And like everybody saying a different word. That's crazy. I'd love to see that. You gotta send me that.
Yeah.
We're gonna send each other like a hella links after we stream.
I'll send you a whole bunch of shit.
Oh man, let me skip around here because again, I knew this would take a while.
I do have to hop on 8.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, bet. Then let's just end with this. This is an overarching theme, right? That I've seen across a lot of your content and stuff. There's a lot of themes of like natures and deep water and oceans, like with your album cover being in a forest at a production studio area, and you have all your you go hiking a lot, and you have all your photography that's really nature oriented. Like, what does nature mean to you in relation to your art and your music?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's kind of that was kind of the idea. So I'm glad that's coming across without actually having to physically say it myself.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
I'm glad. That's 10 points for Limbo. Um,
Hell yeah.
it goes back to the idea, like trying to just keep doing everything that I love and enjoy the most, and making something out of it, regardless if it doesn't actually do anything for anyone else. But if I just keep doing those things, like that's what I actually do. I
Hmm.
actually enjoy going out hiking. I actually enjoy going out camping. I
Right.
enjoy This is all the shit I actually enjoy. So if I do it and share it with other people, it's like that's the life right there. It's like you don't have
See,
any
that's
kind of other responsibilities to anything else because you didn't paint a fake facade for what you want to do.
right.
It's like this,
Exactly. Then you have to live up
yeah, yeah. And you have to live up to
to a
something you
fake
don't
personality.
actually. I'm saying marketing ploy like yeah, like that's what I'm. But like
No, it's literally you're just monetizing your life,
there we go.
like,
Yeah,
and if you're already gonna do it, then why not, make the most of it and try to, get paid for it, and that's not like selfish to say or like
yeah,
wrong to
yeah.
say that
I
you want
kind
to
of
get,
feel that way when you say
you
it
know,
out loud, but
yeah.
but
No, I mean, it's just one of the things like, okay, if you're doing what you love and you're monetizing it and it's paying your bills, then there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You're getting freedom and fulfillment, and you don't have to like answer to anyone. Then like no one should tell you that that's not an ideal
yeah, yeah.
lifestyle choice. There's a really good song I'll send you too. Another song called "Sellout" by Mike McClone and Chesky. But the whole concept of the song is like, what the fuck is a sellout? I'm just trying to sell out some shows and get my friends out of here. So like, if your intentions are good and you're not literally just trying to steal people's money using a fake personality or pandering and all that kind of stuff. Then you're just being real.
Yeah.
That's what I you already know I preach
There you
that,
go.
stay real, question everything, and that's why I always gravitated to you in general too. Was I noticed how much nature, like when I saw that record, that label, that cover, that's probably what made me go, I'm gonna listen to this. Like if you would have had some like generic Fiverr cover like that some guy just did, it was just your face or something, I'd be like, whatever. Like I don't know if I'd be sitting here talking to you right
dope.
now, but the fact that you had this cover, that was like, this is really interesting, like how the technology is juxtaposed with the nature
Yeah.
in that image. I'll pull it up right
Dude,
now just so
that
we
guy
can...
probably hated me so much. I literally wrote him like a 3-page, very specific, like every detail. And he's like, I'm gonna be with you. That was the most like, I kind of feel bad in hindsight. Like, he's an artist. He wants to do whatever the fuck he wants. But he was doing, where you pay someone for the work.
There we go.
He was doing
Yeah,
commissions.
hold on, I'm trying to get like a good angle. I don't know how to pull up the
Oh,
whole
no
the
worries.
whole album cover,
He was doing commission
but
work.
anyway, there it is right there.
Thanks, man. He
Yeah.
was doing commission work. So I was like, well, if I'm paying for it, I'm going to tell you exactly what I want.
Exactly. No, I feel the same way because you see how I'm already
Oh,
tatted
yeah,
up
yeah,
and
dude.
shit.
You pay for the artwork.
Like when you go
want
get
it how you want
tattoos,
it.
it's the same way,
Yep.
right? So I'm gonna release the album once, and I want it to be right.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to take it off and put a different cover later or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
So album covers a lot like tattoos. You got to tell them what you want and how it needs to look
Yeah,
in the end.
it's forever. Oh, that package of saying it says it should be there tomorrow. Speaking of,
Oh, bet. Nice. Yes, I had already forgotten.
Yeah.
Limbo's already sent us some snacks. I got some I'm In Limbo CDs coming.
dude.
So Fort Worth, if you're looking for an I'm In Limbo CD, hit me up because
Gang,
I'm gonna
gang.
have one. I might have one for you if you ask me nicely. But yeah, I love the nature aesthetic, dude. I wanted to ask you so many more things about your zombie sounding 29 Days Later. Is super fun.
Yeah.
And then the future, and then our next collab.
Yes, dude.
Like, so now I understand you work on one song at a time. So if I were to go in and add a little bit more and just fuck around with it more, keep going. Bet.
Absolutely.
Because I like listened to it again the other day. I was like, man, I really like this. Like the lyrics that came up with it, and just that headspace I was in, plus the guitar chord
Absolutely,
progression.
man. The more you have time, the more you can throw at it. Keep throwing, keep tossing it out there, man.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just throw
I
everything at it
apologize.
and just delete what you don't like. No, you're good, dude.
When you do something
Nah.
your own way, you assume that other people are doing this. Like,
In a similar
what
way.
was that? Yeah.
In a similar way.
What's the word? I don't know. You think everyone's like you or thinks like you, and you're like, no, everyone thinks differently. It's like b-nign's going to town on 3 different projects.
Yeah, I'm going crazy. Yeah, I'm going fucking crazy right now with all the different things I'm going. But I'm super excited because I have not only a remix coming out in November, I've got an instrumental album coming out in December, and then hopefully by the end of December I'll have finished my third album, and then that will be out. I'll probably have a release date by then. So yeah, I'm super excited. I've been working on a lot of things, and I need to work on some remakes too of other songs that I thought I didn't do justice.
Okay.
But either way, like as far as hierarchy of what I want to work on, our collab it will be near the top.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited for it.
I'm excited for it too because I want to like actually track the real vocals to it. I was even thinking about doing that because I was like, I don't want to sing it like this.
Yeah.
Kind of shit,
Oh, so you're like, yeah. When you were telling me stuff, I was like, oh my god, I'm still working on a track. I'm gonna have.
Don't worry, just I'll just send you stuff, and you don't have to think about it other than
keep sending my
if
way.
you like it or
We're
not.
on the same page now. Now you know, little step into my brain.
Yeah, dude.
overwhelmed
I feel you, dude. I do too, and I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah.
So take your time, man. That's why I have so many projects in the works and everything, because I don't have to be waiting on anyone. That's kind of how Visi Inc. evolved the way it did, is because like among like kind of infighting, not gonna lie, little bit of a friction between workflows and everything. Yeah, it was a lot easier to have stuff in the bank and have stuff in my bag that I could reach into and release while working on this other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And collaborating, because collaborates like you said, everybody's different. Everybody collabs differently. So, so yeah, dude, I'm excited for it whenever it comes.
Yes. Same here, man. Same here.
So, we killed the first one, so I already know this one's gonna be even better.
I'm excited, man. Just the growth. I'm sure this track around we have a better idea how we both work, and just keep going with that.
Yeah, dude. I think we'll develop a cool flow as far as like collaborative, and I think eventually we could even do a full record together. I'd love to do like a Cosmos Chaos, but with Limbo. I don't know what it'd be called, but that's long term.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Like I told you, the wife and I are looking for a spot. We went and looked at the house a little bit ago, but yeah, right now our living situation is not. Sharing the room with the baby is not conducive.
Not ideal.
For noise after a certain time, but here soon, I can't wait to just full force
have your space, your workstation.
Wait. That album, when you said that album got out pretty fast, it's because I had that going on.
Oh, nice.
I had my own space and I was able to just do that shit. But right now, don't have that. But when I do, we're back at it, man.
Bada bing, bada boom. Hell yeah, man. Man, I appreciate you joining me today. It's been a fucking pleasure talking. I know we went like 30 minutes later than we originally said.
Dude, I'm just glad we got to chat. It's always fun talking to you. I look forward to it. First time I was nervous. This time I was looking forward to it because we've already got that initial thing done. But I'm excited to chat with you again whenever we can get it going.
Oh, absolutely. Because I'll be coming up with like a lot of stuff I told you today. I'll be wanting to say in chat, and I'm like, I'm not typing all that one day.
Yep.
So anyway, we got all that. But yeah, dude, thanks for joining me. I'm in Limbo. Motherfucking go check him out. He has his own Twitch channel. I'm in Limbo. You can find all the links and everywhere. I got him pretty much anywhere you can find links around me. So yeah, fucking he's got records. Go listen to those while he makes his new one. Anything else?
Juice me up. Hit him with what you got going on, baby. What you got going on, Banana? Hit him with it.
Wait, what?
So what do you got going on?
Oh man. Okay, so I got a show November 5th in Saginaw, Texas at the John Keeter Public Library, and then I got a show at the Haltom Theater on November 17th. It's Zoe 817's album release party. Other than that, like I said, I got that remix coming out of It's Been Quite a While off of Cosmos Chaos, and then I got a instrumental album, which is like a collection of 8 different instrumental songs, instrumentals of songs I've already released. Cool. So like the Know How is on there. Thank you, Bowser. Like they're already so hyped for the song we're working on. Don't get too hyped, give us time, guys. But yeah, dude.
Thanks, Bowser.
As far as like streaming, like, so you're playing Last of Us Part 1. Any other you know what game you're playing next?
What comes out? Callisto Protocol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I love it when you play games that I have no intention of playing, because then I know I can just sit in the chat.
Yeah, it's the first like PS5 horror game that's strictly for PS5, I believe. So they tossed all the hardware at it.
Ooh.
Sometimes they try to backtrack a little bit for the PS4, but they're like, nah, we're not looking back. We're looking forward. So I'm excited to play that.
Nice. That's the one that's made by the original creators of Dead
Yep,
Space.
original creator of Dead Space. So
Bada bing,
Oh,
bada
yeah.
boom. If you like those horror games, it's that spooky seson, but he's gonna keep it going after Last of Us Part 1.
yeah,
Some Callisto. I'm scared.
dude, yeah,
I'm already
I'm a
frightened.
little frightened myself.
I'm gonna turn all the lights on, watch you stream.
Yeah, man.
But hey, thanks for joining me today, Limbo.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, dude. It's always a pleasure to chat, man. Hopefully we can do it
All right.
sooner. I'm not sure when the last chat
Yeah,
was.
dude.
Was that 4 months, 5 months ago, 6 months? Was it longer?
It was right after. It was the week of. It was June, so it was like the week we released our single, right?
Okay.
I think it was the Friday after, or the Friday after we released our single, because I think we released it on a Friday, May 6th.
Hopefully sooner than later
June
next
6th.
time, and
Yeah.
hopefully more frequent.
Hell yeah, dude.
Coming up here soon.
Big
Does
bet,
that
dude. We
be,
can start our own podcast. Look at us going off.
It's always a nice chat. Always a nice chatting with you.
Mhm.
Feel like we really see
you
eye to
too.
eye on a lot of the same shit and have good conversation.
Likewise. And then we actually gotta meet up in real life, go hiking,
Dude,
do all that shit. Because me and Painted love going hiking, and I'm gonna have to copy your style because, I mean, you might have saw some shit that Bowser posted earlier in the year.
Oh yeah.
But I don't really post a lot of that of us hiking. I'm the way like how Jacob Collier said, like I just like live in the moment now, and I never think to like of making content. You know what I mean? In that way, especially when we're out and about, because I like when I'm in nature, I want to be in nature. I don't want to have a phone or a camera or anything like that.
Dude.
So, but I see a lot of really cool shit, and besides just taking a couple pictures just to take pictures, I'd love to like record.
Yeah, man. We'd
You
have
know,
to
events.
get something going, either a camp, a hike, I don't whatever we
Bruh.
something.
All that camp, man. Let's make a fire and roast some wieners.
It's a good time. I'll tell you that much.
Hell
Many-
yeah.
many
All right,
nights.
thanks for joining. Yeah, dude. All right, thanks for joining, guys. That's I'm in Limbo. We're gonna kick it here. So have a good evening. Stay real. Question everything. Go follow Limbo. Go follow him on Spotify. Check him on Apple Music. I know he set that shit up recently too. So yeah. Peace,
Yeah, man.
fellas.